Hi, I'm Nicole Crane, and I'm back from my break with some exciting news, which I think I'm going to dive into that first. So, I've decided to take my exquisite content and I cut out a couple modules or weeks, and I decided to do a group program, which is starting September 1st. So, I wanted to announce that right away. I am doing an introductory pricing, which um, I'm not going to discuss on this webinar or this broadcast, but normally it's going to be 11,000 or 1111, so $1,111 for 9 weeks, which are spread out over 3 months. So we're going to do 3 weeks, take a break / integration week, and then do 3 more weeks, break week, 3 weeks, break week. So it's going to be a 3-month process, but there are only 9 active weeks. And then I'm also doing the Exquisite starter pack. So it's just 4 weeks of content. We're going to go all the way through, and then you're going to be done. So both of those will have pre-recorded elements, so it's not as one-on-one interactive. There will be kind of like a process that I'll guide you through, and then there will also be homework that you do on your own. There will be weekly Q&A sessions where I'll do that on probably Facebook Live in my group, and once a month with each package. So like just once with the starter pack, and then with the group course, you get it 3 times once a month. I'm going to be doing a laser coaching session with you. So basically you get 10 minutes all to yourself. It's better if you send me the questions that you're going to ask me, but if you just want to be in the moment and use part of your 10 minutes asking me a question, then I will respond one-on-one to those. So it's pretty effective from the groups that I've been in, and it's really exciting to be able to offer that to my own clients. And so the starter pack price is $497, but for this week I'm doing a special offer to those who book a discovery call, and that's a good transition to that. In kind of doing some of my own exploration and work, I realized that I'm really terrified of rejection, especially around these sales calls. So I would love to, whether you're interested in these exquisite packages or not, I would really love to connect with you and just practice talking about these ideas, answering any questions or concerns that you might have, and then having the big moment where, I say, this is a cost. Is this something that you'd be interested in committing to? And then you either say yes or no, whatever is a good fit for you. And honestly, I'm trying to get 100 no's in the next 4 months. I was challenged to do it in 3, but I think that that's a little bit taxing with everything else that I have going on right now. So if you want to help me out and support me, I would love a donation of like 60 to 90 minutes of your time. I'm going to pop that in the comment box so you can check it out, how to book a session. And if you check it out and those times don't work for you, then I would be open to, for the next 4 months, scheduling outside of those specific times, because I really need the practice, and it would be really supportive for my nervous system to just get over the fear of being rejected, because going through these processes myself, I really identified that the quality of the work and the value that it offers is not the problem. The problem is the way that I've been marketing the content. And so I don't need to change what I'm offering. I need to change how I'm offering it. So with all of that housekeeping aside, I want to get into today's topic, which is evolving out of snowflake syndrome. So what I'm talking about, I'm sure everybody knows, but it's that whole you need to change, and you need to change, and you can't say that, and you can't call me this, and you're not allowed to say this word around me. And a lot of people mock this kind of behavior. And they say that people are snowflakes, that they're overly sensitive. They say that they're these coddled millennials that never got spanked. And I don't know if the entire solution is in, everyone just getting over their shit. However, there are going to be people that trigger the fuck out of us sometimes. Like, to share a bit of my own personal journey right now, I'm going to an event this weekend where somebody that I have a deep history with that deeply triggers me is going to be there. And I was encouraged by my therapist to like write them a letter and give it to them, and I'm not comfortable doing that. So I'm going to do this other technique instead and just take all my power back away from that person. So by doing that, I get to choose how I react to that person, whether they respect me, whether they disrespect me, whether they feel entitled to my energy and my time, and even as far as my body. I've already decided that I'm going to do a couple of processes. One of them is jade egg clearing. One of them is I'm still going to write him a letter because obviously if there wasn't stuff to process left, then I wouldn't be like so repelled from being in this person's presence, right? So, but I'm probably just going to burn the letter like before or after the event. And I also am going to practice my boundaries. So I am going to maintain a space bubble where I have safety. If in the moment it feels good to engage with that person, I will. If it feels good to just run away from them, I will. If it feels good to like confront them and like set new boundaries with them, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm just going to kind of practice some of these scenarios in my head and see like what feels the most nourishing to my nervous system. And then I'm going to practice like saying these things out loud. Like, no, you don't have my permission to touch me. See, I even like start stuttering, touch me. But, like, and sometimes in those moments, I really just have to go to like nonverbal, like put my hand out so that they can't come in my bubble physically. And, I have some good friends who will step in when they see me doing these things because obviously it's like a cry for help and it's like a signal that I'm not okay and that I'm not maintaining my own energy. So, I mean, the question that I wrote down when I was kind of bouncing around ideas for today is, what if you could take your power back by shifting something inside yourself so you didn't need people to accommodate you in order to be okay? So it's really fascinating that all of this came up this week because of course it did. But so one of the things that I want to shift is needing an apology from someone, or needing an explanation from someone, or needing someone to be different than how they're showing up. So if someone wants to show up as like a lecherous, pushy creep, I'm going to maintain my own queen energy and I'm just going to say, okay, you can't call me that name anymore, and I'm not going to hug you. Or, I'm not going to like curl up into the fetal position and start like primally screaming because that doesn't feel good to me and that doesn't feel empowered to me. Like if I have to choose between that and staying home, I'm going to stay home. But since I can get it together and say like, this is my comfort spot, like this is my fucking club, like I'm going to do what I fucking want and you should be afraid of me. I'm not going to say that, of course, but that's like the energy that I'm going to surround myself and I'm going to carry with me into that situation. So, the other thing that I want to explore is getting curious around entitlement. So a little bit of this goes hand in hand with the snowflake syndrome, where it's like, well, I have the right for a safe space where people call me Nicole, which is my fucking grown-up name, and that's what I prefer to be called. Like, yeah, I can't control if people call me like what I went by when I was a fucking little kid, or even like Nikita, which has been like a very frequent alias of mine. Like that's not really my preference, but I'm not gonna let that bug me either. So it's like, am I coming from a place of entitlement or preference in that moment? Like, yeah, of course I would prefer to be called Nicole because that's what makes me feel friendly and bonded with somebody, of course. But like I want to take away the power of like needing that to feel okay and to feel safe and to feel like I can function normally. So Um, the other thing that I want to encourage exploration around is I don't know, like, especially with kind of playing with these ideas with my business and different ways to promote it, and like if I want to get really techie and like really just like cast a super wide net and like draw in like the exact type of people that I want to work with, I am not owed doing work that fulfills me and deeply helps other people. Like there's no law of the universe written anywhere that like I I mean, like, of course I deserve that, but like that I'm owed that or that I'm going to receive that. I'm welcome to like work my ass off and try to get that. I'm welcome to do the deep work and clear space for that to like come in as like a system of flow. But at the end of the day, like nothing owes me that, like the universe or God or my higher version of myself. Like I'm not owed that. So I've been kind of like playing with that idea because like it just reminds me of Fight Club where it's like we're pissed off because we're not rock stars and movie stars. Like that's exactly what's at play here. There's this like little bit of like bitter Gen X angst that's like, I was promised a pony and now I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum. Like, okay, that's cute. Like, let's acknowledge those feelings are coming up. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I can choose to do this for as long as I want to, whether it's an expensive hobby or a lucrative business transaction. But where is that coming from? So it was really interesting to just like really dig deeply and see, do I want to do this if I'm not getting paid? And for now, the answer is yes. So, ta-da! I also am very grateful that I was able to just like take a week off from business building, from like the nightmare of building an email funnel and all the little techie glitches that like my brain just was getting burnt out trying to work out the details of. So coming back with a fresh perspective, I'm still just like, this is a fucking dumpster fire. Like, do I really want this? I could go do like literally anything else. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, okay, the part that I love is connecting with people and offering value. So I'm going to continue to do that part, which is the only part that I'm like committing to for sure. Like, yes, I'm going to make these offerings if people want to take me up on them. I'm going to facilitate a specific experience for you. And furthermore, I still offer one-on-one coaching. So I do have the actual real grown-up sales page for that finished. So I'm going to oops, see if I can find that. But yeah, so if that's something like if you are either here we are. Oh, just kidding. Okay, I have no idea. But if you're interested in that, you can privately message me. I'm like, I don't want to derail this entire recording. Just looking for that link. But I would love to share that with you. It has pricing on there and everything. So I'm still offering that if you're a man or if you don't really feel like a sexually frustrated woman who wants to like tap into her unlimited pussy power in order to get the love and sex that you want. If you feel like that's not like a good fit for you, we can create something with like other tools that are outside of the scope of Exquisite. So just to go back to the entitlement idea though, it's just really interesting like how humbling it is where I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm choosing this experience. I'm not a victim with, this person from my past or currently. Like everything that I'm doing, I'm choosing intentionally, and I am holding my own power, and I am like consciously creating this experience for myself. And yeah, like sometimes life throws me a curveball that I'm not expecting, and I'm just like, oh, well, this wasn't really in my plan. I wasn't really expecting to have like this mind-blowing connected call that like kind of bounces my live stream back a little bit, but I chose that because I was just like, well, my inner little rebel is like, fuck you, I don't run on a schedule. Like, I didn't announce that I was going online at 7 p.m. on my page or in my group or anything like that. So I'm gonna fucking do this when I feel like it and when I have my red lipstick on. So, I'm kind of catering to that as well. So I am gonna try to get back into the swing of like 7 p.m. either in my group or on my page. But I just wanted to give people as much notice as possible if this is something that you would like to take me up on. So I'm going to leave you with the call to action to book a discovery call as a gift to yourself, because we do spend time kind of delving into what's going on for you, how you would like that to shift, and if there are certain steps that we can lay out for you to get closer to this goal. So of course, for a free call, it's going to benefit you. But it would also be a huge gift to me to be able to hone those techniques, because even though I got quite a bit of practice with all of the techniques in my Vita training, I didn't really get as much training around these discovery calls. And so I feel super, super confident about my coaching skills, but I feel really shaky still around my sales and marketing skills. So that would be just like really generous of you to indulge allowing me to practice those with you. So especially friends and family, but if you're future friends, I would still love to take advantage of your generosity in order to help me hone those skills a little bit. So as always, I'm sending you lots and lots of love. And if you have any questions, please just message me. Mwah! We'll talk soon. Thanks so much. Bye.